All right. We're welcoming everybody back to Talking Fitchburg, and we have a guest with us. So that's going to be awesome. Erica Klutmeyer.
Yes.
And she is a sustainability intern, and she's going to talk about an eco-friendly Thanksgiving. So anxious to hear how that's going to go.
That's right.
All right.
Okay.
Tell us what you got.
Thanks for having me, Jill. So Thanksgiving is coming up. I know everyone's getting their recipes out, dusting off that turkey pan, and it's really
Not me.
Not
Mom's
yet.
coming. Karen Johnson. Listen up.
Yeah.
Well, it is all about food, whether or
It
not you're
is.
cooking
Yes.
or eating.
And some drinks.
Right,
Okay.
right, absolutely. And so I thought we could talk a little bit about turkeys
Yeah.
and all the various options. I want to point out that Thursday we now have the farmers market indoors at
Today.
the community center,
Yep.
senior center, right, from
Yep.
3 to 6 indoors. There's still plenty of good food to serve at your holiday table. And remember, Wisconsin is the #1 cranberry growing state. So
Yes.
don't forget
Love the
the
cranberry sauce.
cranberry
yeah.
sauce, cranberry relish, whatever you like.
I could make that.
Right out of
Yes.
a can.
right out of a can or buy them fresh and
I've
try.
tried
I actually buy them fresh.
Me too.
Yeah.
They're really good, and you can make those ahead and freeze them. It freezes very well. You know, all that sugar in there.
Yeah.
That's why they're so good.
Right. So head over to the farmers market. So when we're thinking about turkeys and really thinking about an eco Thanksgiving, we're thinking about buying local. Keeping those dollars in our local economy is always great, and also reducing the transportation costs. The food's going to be fresher. It's going to taste better. So turkeys, again, we do have a vendor at the farmers market from Dodgeville, I believe. Oh, not Dodgeville. I think she's from Fitchburg. Patty Reedy from Rainbow Fleece Farm is often at the farmers market, and she has turkeys, fresh turkeys,
Wow.
that you can reserve for your Thanksgiving meal.
If you bought it fresh, how quick you got to use it?
Probably best to check those safety guidelines from Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection. They have a great information on their website, because that's a good point. You want it to be a safe holiday. And
Jill, don't buy a turkey and leave it on the counter
right.
for 3 days.
Where did I put that?
Typically, these local farms, right, they're slaughtering right before, and you're
Right,
getting
right.
that bird like
Yeah.
within a couple of days.
Right,
So
right.
that's one of the benefits of it. I mean, it's just super fresh, and
Right.
I think you can really taste that. So when you're thinking about birds, of course, everyone's budget is a factor.
Right.
There's a lot of different ways you can go. It's not all about buying organic. Like I said, I think buying local and getting that fresh bird that didn't come from, who knows how far away is really the best option.
Do you think people mix up organic and local and think it's one and the same, or is it one and the same?
It's often one and the same, actually. There are a ton of organic options, and now there's something a little bit newer on the horizon called heritage turkeys, right? So these are turkeys that are native to North America, older breeds. They don't have quite a large breast, and they're almost exclusively grown with organic feed. And so that's what an organic bird means,
Okay.
that the bird has been fed grain that hasn't been grown with any pesticides and the bird hasn't been given any antibiotics. So that's something to look for if that's important to you. You can also think about pasture-raised birds, birds that aren't cooped up. They're able to get out and peck around for grasses and grubs and bugs, which is
Right.
what wild turkeys eat. And again, I think it's true that the meat tastes a little bit better.
Sure.
Absolutely. I know I've tried it myself. Last year I got a heritage bird for the first time. It was an investment. I'll just say that.
Really?
But it was so different, because we're so used to seeing turkeys with huge breasts.
Right.
And these were pretty small.
Interesting.
But all the meat was really delicious. So, but again, it's not necessarily something you want to do every year, but maybe a splurge.
If you're on a budget, you
Yeah.
probably shouldn't buy a heritage turkey.
Probably not.
Just a real teeny weeny one.
Right, probably not. But I was so curious. So I got talked into it. There's a couple of shops, too, that you can order these birds at. Willie Street Co-op is a great choice. Bavaria Sausage here in Fitchburg sells turkeys as well. I'm not sure if they do heritage. And Conscious Carnivore in Madison, that's where I got mine from. And I was just sold because the farmer was delivering them, and I got to meet him. And
cool.
this year, the heritage farmers from Dodgeville. So
There's also a ton of turkeys that just kind of cross Lacey Road. So if you're lucky, you can
Yeah.
nice little yourself one of
Or,
those.
on D.
Yeah,
coming
right.
in the morning.
Right. You know
See a
what?
lot of turkeys.
Just move
Arboretum.
that car over a little bit, just a little nick.
Yep.
Take it in the car.
Absolutely. Kind of gets you in the mood for the holidays and
Yeah.
makes you a little hungry too.
Yeah. Well, I know you got lots more to talk about. Sorry.
Sure,
keep
sure.
interrupting you.
So one thing I wanted to talk about in terms of food, we talked about safety. Okay, so we talked about having nice drinks at your holiday table. Think about all the local craft beers that you can get, and spirits
Oh, we
as
do.
well. We
Yep.
can
Yep.
we can get both of those right here in Fitchburg. And thinking about leftovers, I just wanted to talk briefly. Don't throw that turkey carcass away. That's just solid gold in my book for people who like to cook. Throw it in a pot of water, add some herbs, maybe some carrots and celery and onion, and make yourself some homemade turkey stock. You can throw that in the freezer and use it, for up to 6 months or a year, depending
That's a great
on
idea.
what kind of freezer you have. And it doesn't take much time at all, really.
Right.
And it's a really nice way to make homemade soups afterwards.
Yeah.
And you can really I know people get tired of leftovers, turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, green beans. So there are a lot of great recipes out online that, help you use up those leftovers. One of my favorites is turkey quesadillas with cranberry sauce.
Ooh.
Really
that sounds
good.
delicious.
Put a little cilantro in the cranberries and a little bit of cheese and a little bit of turkey.
Are we
Super
having that
easy.
at the senior center for lunch today? Is that on our menu?
I don't know. I
put
wish
that
it would
on
be,
there.
though.
You might need to add that the day
I
after
think so.
Thanksgiving.
That's a
Oh, we're
good
closed
idea.
the day after
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. But
Okay.
after that.
After
Yeah.
that,
All right.
right. So the point is just, use what you can on the
Yeah.
bird before you toss it.
Sure.
The other thing to think about is composting. If you don't have a compost pile, think about it. If you do, absolutely get those vegetable scraps out there. Again, you can still get a lot of root vegetables at the farmers markets to get good local, organic if you want. So it's going to be a delicious Thanksgiving. I hope you all have a wonderful meal. So the other thing I thought we could talk about is decorations and tabletop. Again, I brought some of our favorites at home. My sister's out there watching. I got the turkey.
Nice.
This was a family favorite. Actually,
Aw.
I think we were in high school when this came into our family.
Nice.
And it's a favorite, and now my kids love it. So if you're buying decorations, buy something sturdy that you can use from year to year. A lot of the centerpieces you can get, the harvest themes
Yeah.
with dried flowers and gourds, and they're really lovely. And you can see my whimsical turkey candle holders here.
Cute.
Those are cute.
And again,
They're
I've had these
beeswax
for
candles.
forever. Right, these are
Yes,
beeswax
they should be.
candles. And again, it's something, some of the candles, when you burn them, do have additives that might be a health concern for some people. So beeswax is always a great option.
Nice.
And these are actually like from a homemade kit that you can roll up and make.
Cool. Oh,
And
wow.
so it's a fun time to make some homemade crafts with your kids. I mean, who hasn't made the turkey with tracing your hand,
What?
right? Have you guys done that with your
Yes.
Well, they do that at school. I don't need to do that at home.
Right. No, I agree. I don't.
kidding.
I don't know that I've ever done that at home. It is the quintessential Thanksgiving
Yeah, right,
time
right.
craft, right? You can get some Indian corn, right, and gourds, and just bring nature inside to your table. You don't have to spend a lot of money,
Great idea.
and it lasts, and you can compost it when you're done. Again, on our buy local theme, this is something we do at our Thanksgiving table. Just little chocolates, little Thanksgiving
That's
turkey
no little
chocolates.
chocolate.
Well, yeah, you should see the big size. I mean, they have them like this big. So this is from Gail Ambrosius,
Oh,
one of
sure.
the local chocolatiers in
Yeah.
Madison. And although you can buy her chocolates all over town, and I'm sure there are outlets in Fitchburg as well.
What time should we be over, Erica? And all the guests usually leave the snacks here, right, Andrew?
I'll bring the cranberry.
Perfect. Perfect. So these make a lovely addition to any table.
Indeed.
Honestly, Joe, we only put these on the kids' plates.
On the kids' plates.
I know. Maybe we should spring for the dark. You can get these in dark chocolate as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I might want to spring for those
If
for
we're coming over, you
for
better
the
put them on
adults.
every
You can
plate.
put Skittles on those kids' plates. They're not going to appreciate Gail Ambrosia chocolate. Like Sarah and I would.
Oh, yeah.
right. No, that's very true, I'm sure. They do gobble them up, though. So let's see. Edible decor. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, of course, tabletop. So, I think people try to go a little bit more elegant. I tend to go a little bit whimsical with my little turkey candle holders there and homemade items, but it's always nice to use cloth napkins. So it's just another thing that you can reuse, and always think about that. And you're going to save a lot of money down the road too. By buying paper over and over again, if you can use those cloth napkins.
What about everybody that says, well, you've got to wash them, so use all the water
Yeah.
and the electricity?
Right. No.
I'm not going against her. I'm just saying that's what people say.
Right. The thing we have going for us with napkins is they're pretty small, so
There
they're
you
not
go.
going to take up a ton unless you have a huge family. I know we usually have like 12 people, and it's pretty manageable. It's not too much extra to throw in.
I agree.
Yeah.
I was just putting you on the spot.
Yeah, it's true. No, I mean, it's always good to think about, down the road what those costs might be. And sometimes it's really hard to know what the better choice is. And you know what? You just have to make the best choice you can at that moment, and that's just fine. Yeah. All right. So the last thing I just wanted to talk about, since this is the holiday of gratitude and sharing and giving, is just to be intentional about giving to others in the community and those less in need. There's so many great opportunities at faith communities, schools, offices, for food drives right now. And in fact, we've got one going here at City Hall and the City Hall campus, so you can bring down non-perishable items anytime. And it's a really great way to help everybody to enjoy this holiday to its fullest.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've got we do ongoing food drives at the senior center, and I'm
throughout the year.
amazed how generous people are all year. And I always think around Thanksgiving, like, oh, we need to push this all year.
Right.
Well, not
So-
only is it a food drive, we also do
non-essentials.
the personal essentials pantry
Yeah.
food drive. So
all
people
year
donate paper products and hygiene products and that
Products,
sort
yeah.
of thing throughout the year. So
It's great. This is a very generous community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it makes me really proud when
Yeah,
I just
I
see how
agree.
good people can be.
Yeah, and then there's
Hi. That's Andrew. He's in your
he
ear.
cut me off earlier.
Yeah,
Don't feel bad.
you're done.
all right.
I'm just kidding.
Wrap
So,
it up, Erica.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Erica, for those awesome tips. And if you want to announce what time anybody can be at your house for Thanksgiving, that would be awesome.
Jill and I will be there.
Otherwise, thanks again.
Okay, thanks for having me, you guys.
Yeah.
Happy
All
Thanksgiving.
right.
Thanks, Erica.
Thanks. You too.
Okay.
And I know coming up is, let's see here, the show wrap up. We're going to wrap up today's edition of Talking Fitchburg.